Hello, and welcome to the Virtual Success Workshop, Getting Things Done, What Do You Have to Do from the TCC Learning Commons. My name is Sam, and I am an academic success coach here in the Learning Commons. Today we're going to be talking about something that we're all guilty of, and that's procrastination. But we're not just going to talk about it, we're going to come up with a plan for you for overcoming it so that you can be successful not only in your classes, but in your personal life as well. Here's the deal. We all procrastinate from time to time. Procrastination occurs when we want to avoid tasks that we find unpleasant. Even if we perform other school-related tasks instead of the ones we really dislike, we are guilty of procrastination. Unfortunately, procrastination will hinder our long-term success. With the proper skills, you too can overcome procrastination. This first tip is probably super obvious. You could tell yourself that you need to just pull the band-aid off, meaning just get over it and do the task that you're avoiding. The important part of this is that you should complete the task that you're dreading the most first. Getting these tasks out of the way is going to provide you with a sense of accomplishment, and it's going to keep you from procrastinating further. If you are procrastinating, you need to begin with that task that's the hardest and the most significant. Then you're going to be less tempted to procrastinate on some of your easier activities. It's also important to figure out the reason why you're procrastinating in the first place. So you have to do some creative problem solving in order to overcome that. First, discover what your obstacles are. What do you choose to do over your important and urgent tasks? Next, think of creative ways to remove those obstacles. And it's okay to ask for support from a mentor, advisor, professor, coach, friend, or classmate. For example, if social media is a distraction, turning off your Wi-Fi on your computer or phone for a set amount of time may eliminate that distraction. Then go ahead and reward yourself. Make the dreaded task fun and then use small rewards as an incentive for completing them. We're going to talk a little bit more about rewards later. A lack of time is a really common excuse for not finishing a task or assignment. We often overestimate the amount of time it takes to complete something, so the 15-minute rule is a way to help you accurately time your tasks. All you have to do is set a timer for 15 minutes and get to work. Completely immerse yourself into the task. Just throw yourself into it and do not give in to any distractions. After your 15 minutes is up, you need to just stop working. And I think you'll be surprised with how much you can actually complete when you completely immerse yourself for 15 minutes. When you're not able to complete a task within that 15-minute time block, go ahead and schedule another 15 minutes either for later that day or the next day on that very same task. This is going to allow you to make consistent progress daily and keep you moving forward. This is also going to help you better estimate how long these tasks will take in the future. The size of a class assignment or project can contribute to the reasons why you're procrastinating. It's very easy to become overwhelmed by a large project or assignment. When you're faced with a large project, the key is to chop it up into smaller pieces. Rather than looking at the entire project, then you can just focus on one single task at a time. This is going to prevent you from becoming overwhelmed by the enormity of all of the work that you have to complete. Sit down and think of a big task that you have to complete, and then break it down into those smaller tasks. For example, let's take a long essay. You could break this up into different tasks like brainstorming, outlining, writing. You could even break writing down further. This strategy is going to help you feel a sense of accomplishment when you've finished each step, and it's also going to improve your motivation. It's also going to allow you to stay focused as you begin to reach the end of that entire project. Another tip for overcoming procrastination is to start small and then start building upon it. A habit of procrastination, it really does not happen overnight. It's something that has really built your whole lifetime. And equally, it's not going to be possible to stop procrastinating overnight. Expecting an immediate change is going to lead to disappointment, so you need to start small and build in order to stop procrastinating once and for all. Begin by just creating a daily to-do list, and this should be just for your personal life. Include those daily tasks that you do have trouble completing, like laundry or cleaning the kitchen. And then when you have stability in those personal tasks, then it's going to be much easier to address the procrastination of your tasks for school. Once you've reached this point, start by creating a daily schedule for school. And make sure to break down your larger tasks into smaller ones, like we just discussed. As you're able to complete more work, you can then build upon your schedule, and you may soon find that you're finishing all of those tasks ahead of time. For many people, your typical to-do list can seem very overwhelming. A long list of tasks to complete, listed in a random order, that's a lot to look at, and that's where this urgent and important matrix comes in. It's another way of making a to-do list, but it allows you to determine the difference between the different tasks, between your urgent and your important tasks. Urgent tasks are ones that need to be done quickly. Important tasks are the ones related to your specific goals, like completing an assignment for class. Most tasks are going to be a combination of these two. A task can be urgent and important, it can be urgent and not important, important but not urgent, or it could be not urgent and not important. Instead of making a list, place your tasks within this matrix. You'll need to place your priority on all of your important tasks, and you really should complete all of the tasks located in the top left, your urgent and important category, before moving on. Unfortunately, we're often trapped performing tasks that are neither urgent nor important, and these are distractions, and they won't really be helping you meet your goal. But that's not to say that these tasks can't be beneficial to us, because many of our interests and hobbies will fall into this category. So they're really good when you need to take a break, when you need to recharge, or you can use them as a reward. Another way to visualize your tasks is by using a calendar or a planner. These tools are very familiar to us, but surprisingly, a lot of people don't use them correctly. When you use a calendar to manage your time, it's important that you're only using one at a time. There are so many options for calendars and planners these days. You could be using a paper calendar or one on your phone, but when you use multiple ones, you're going to risk overlooking tasks or missing deadlines. So find a calendar option that works for you and stick with it. Here are some really quick tips for using a calendar or planner. First, keep the calendar with you. Leaving it behind means that you may forget to add something when it comes up. Next, make sure to only list due dates, milestones, appointments, and events. Finally, avoid taking notes on your calendar or in your planner. This is going to clog up your visual space, so if you need to take notes, make sure to put them in a separate section. We are bombarded by distractions every day. This is just a fact of life. They are temptations to procrastinate though, so by removing as many distractions as possible, it's going to keep you on track to overcoming procrastination. Here are some really common distractions to avoid. First, there's visual clutter, and this is the clutter that's found in your study or workspace. So I would recommend trying to clean up this space at the end of each day. And this is going to help keep you focused and not tempted to clean when you're avoiding a project or assignment. Phone notifications are also a huge distraction, so establish a specific time to check your email or social media when doing an assignment. I recommend putting your phone on silent for the time being and using it as a reward once you've completed a task, and the same goes for texting too. Finally, there are other distractions in your environment that could sidetrack you, like books or magazines, so I recommend, if possible, turning off your Wi-Fi to avoid those endless internet distractions. Another way to avoid procrastination and stay focused is to set your own deadlines. Your syllabus is going to have specific deadlines for each assignment, and I recommend writing these down in your calendar or planner right away at the beginning of each semester. I also recommend setting earlier deadlines for yourself for completing smaller tasks. Remember, you have to chop up your big projects into those smaller tasks, and it would be unrealistic to complete them all the day before the assignment's due. So when setting deadlines, be realistic with yourself. Deadlines that aren't realistic are actually going to contribute to your procrastination. If you feel like you don't have a chance at completing a task on time, you'll actually go out of your way to avoid it. When setting deadlines, be honest and allow time for interruptions and emergencies. You shouldn't be creating a schedule based on your best case scenario, because that's likely not going to happen. Interruptions, distractions, and emergencies do happen. And just because you finished an essay the night before it was due last semester does not mean you should continue now. You're setting yourself up to reinforce procrastination, meaning that it's only going to be more difficult to break in the future. Positive memories are powerful motivators. Remembering positive memories or peak moments will help create a sense of achievement and encourages you to seek out that same feeling again. These moments don't have to be related to school at all. They can just be any strong memory that you have that creates a positive feeling. For example, completing a marathon might be a peak moment in your life. Getting married or having a child can also be a peak moment. Think back on your peak moments. It's going to show you how much you've already accomplished and how far you've come. Thinking back will encourage and motivate you to keep moving forward to reach that ultimate goal. Okay, this one here is a favorite of mine. This is something called gamification. Gamification uses the idea of game dynamics to blend both personal motivation and rewards. Unlike an online game that could become a way to procrastinate, making your goal a game is actually going to help you achieve them faster. The game will allow you to earn points towards rewards by accomplishing important tasks. The points you earn will provide incentive to complete more tasks and earn more rewards. You can create your own life game by taking just a few steps. First, list the tasks that you need to accomplish. Next, assign a number of points for each task. Tasks that you typically avoid and procrastinate should be given more points in order to provide a greater incentive. Then determine how many points are necessary to earn each reward. Higher point counts should be given to rewards that are more valuable. For example, outlining the thesis to your English paper could be 20 points, while reading a chapter in your science textbook could be 120 points. The rewards will then depend on what motivates you. Finally, find a method of keeping track of those points that works for you. It could be a spreadsheet, a notebook, you could list them in an app on your phone. You might have to adjust the game to find what motivates you the most, but once you've found the right balance, you're going to have fun reaching your goals. Before I leave this topic, I want to talk about rewards really quick. People tend to procrastinate because they do not find certain tasks to be pleasant. In a way, procrastination is a reward itself. When you create a game for meeting your goals, you'll need to start your own reward system for completing tasks. But what's important is that the reward matches the task that you've completed. For example, you've not earned a spa day for completing a difficult math problem. A more appropriate reward could be taking a 10-minute social media break. Similarly, going to a movie could be a reward for completing and turning in a report on time. Also, when choosing rewards, you need to stay away from anything that you've already planned. So if you've already planned to go out with friends on the weekends and you're going to go out regardless of whether you complete the task, then it's not really a reward. So using the appropriate rewards is going to improve your motivation and help prevent procrastination in the future. And that's all I have for you today on this topic. If you'd like to learn more, sign up for academic success coaching at the Learning Commons. We're located on the second floor of the Learning Commons building. A coach can help you with overcoming procrastination and time management skills. Success coaching offers a positive and supportive environment to explore your goals here at TCC and beyond. And thank you for watching. If you have any questions about today's presentation, please feel free to contact me at dzurgas@tcc.fl.edu, or you can call me in my office at 850-201-7810. You can also stop by the second floor of the TCC Learning Commons. Thank you again for watching, and I will see you at our next virtual workshop.